Good morning, afternoon, or evening all. Welcome to the first edition of PMC Monthly. My name is Gloom, here alongside Merker and Miyu, who we will hear from a little later.
Our short segments today will include a short recap of the most recent PTFS update, a brief look into what's coming next for PTFS, a dive into what's going on in the community, a discussion of PMC's recent activities, and finally, a special interview guest to close the show.
Without further ado, let's get on with the show.
The most recent PTFS update was extremely long-awaited by the community. This update saw not only the sought-after remodel of the Boeing 767, but we also saw the addition of animated gear to all aircraft. This is a big step in the right direction for the future of PTFS and what is to come in the future.
As mentioned previously, this update saw the remodel of the Boeing 767. With this, we also saw the addition of new liveries, an updated KC-46 Pegasus, and an updated 767F.
Lastly, this update also saw small changes to the game's built-in compass and minimap.
Now, you might be wondering, what's next for PTFS? Well, wonder no more. We're here to tell you what to expect in the near future.
Firstly, in this update, we are expected to see the addition of the Boeing Stearman 75, a wide, all-military aircraft with a single seat and biplane structure. Additionally, this aircraft will see the introduction of a new feature, wing walking. This feature will be available on the PTFS aerobatics livery of this Stearman and will allow another user to stand on top of the aircraft during flight. We are excited to see the airshot possibilities of this aircraft.
Secondly, we are also expected to see the addition of the highly requested Panavia Tornado, although it is still in early development, so as of right now, we are unsure of what liveries this aircraft will have, or if we will see any more new features. However, this aircraft will show the return of the swing wing feature, as seen on the B-1 and F-14.
As of now, we are unsure when this update will release, or if it will see the addition of any new features, so stay tuned and keep checking the Pilot Training Club Discord server for any additional updates.
Before we continue with today's show, we'd like to give a quick word from this month's sponsor, Air Canada PTFS. Air Canada is PTFS's largest airline, offering multiple high-quality flights every single day. With a large fleet, active and friendly staff team, engaging community, and the best events an airline can offer. Join Air Canada PTFS today to experience all of this firsthand.
This month in the community, just like any other, has been filled with excitement, drama, events, milestones, and more.
Firstly, the infamous tale of a user attempting to buy servers in the community is back again, claiming they were offering over 125,000 Robux in turn for taking over the server. We see something like this every few months, and we advise everyone to not take these offers. They are most likely scams, which will just result in the loss of your server.
In other news, it has been confirmed that the largest news source in the PTFS community, Flalala's PTC News, will be putting the majority of their major operations on hiatus. This is big news for the community, as PTC News has been a backbone of the community for 3 years, offering a variety of major events, including the highly successful annual PTC Awards. We're on the edge of our seats waiting for what Flalala has planned for the future. But now it seems like we won't see anything major for a while.
On the positive side of things, Gamo's famous Air Canada PTFS has surpassed a total of 10,000 members. This makes them the second unofficial PTFS server to do so, and we congratulate them massively on this achievement. And stay tuned, as we will be hearing more on this later today.
This month, PTFS YouTuber It's Corn, who we recently saw surpass the milestone of 10,000 subscribers, hosted a competition for everyone's favorite part of PTFS media, livery art. The competition was won by user Hamtaro, scoring a 9.7 out of 10 for his Air Europe Boeing 757 livery, followed up by the works of user Amisukser and August Aviation.
And finally, in the world of ATC 24, this month we saw an event designed to promote long-haul flights, but only with the use of 737s and A320s. The overall run, this event challenges you to cross them in a full-scale, long-haul endurance run, pushing both pilot skill and aircraft capability to their limits. This event saw multiple ATC sectors between Bert and Keflavik being online and active, ready to push pilots to their limits.
It's time to talk about PMC and what we've done this month. Let's go through a few things we've been up to in the last 30 days.
Firstly, we welcome 2 new members to our senior staff, those being John as head order photographer and Vacacious as strategy director. These two will be helping out to keep PMC running smoothly and keep our standards high.
Furthermore, we have officially completed over 400 orders across all our media fields. This milestone means a huge amount to PMC. We thank each and every person who has placed an order with PMC.
Moving on, those who want to become staff at PMC, you can now with our new and improved staff application system, taking place in their own server. Head there to apply for order photographer, specialist photographer, graphic designer, livery artist, editor, videographer, or cast.
And finally, work has been started on rebuilding the PTFS Photography Club, also known as PPC. The server will be used as a place for those struggling with PTFS media to get any help they need. With tools such as live sessions, active media helpers, and specialized handbooks, the server will fully release in the coming months.
That's all for this section. We'll see you in the theater for the last part of this month's show.
Welcome to the moment you've all been waiting for, an interview with the one and only owner of Air Canada's PTFS, Gamo. Welcome to PMC Monthly. We're extremely glad to have you here, so let's get things started. How has your month in PTFS been, and what have you been up to?
I mean, first of all, thank you for having me. That's a privilege. So this month's been pretty harsh at the moment because everyone's going through exam season at the moment, which impacts not only us, but of course loads of airlines and other communities within the PTC, which is understandable. It's an important part of the year for a lot of our staff and passengers included. But we've just been working behind the scenes when it comes to preparing for the summer that's ahead of us, hoping for another successful summer season. I don't think anything will really compare to how immense our summer season last year, back in 2025, was with the amount of history that goes behind it. But I'm sure we've got plenty of events planned, plenty of posts and some announcements, and we're really excited for it. As for me, of course, I've also had exams for my own personal stuff outside of Discord, but I've also been just quietly observing and seeing how the server's running. I'm really happy actually that I'm able to just see everyone doing their jobs. It's a very different position to be in compared to where I was last year, when actually, to be honest, I was probably working on every single flight on multiple roles. Just trying to keep consistency with the minimal staff I did have back. This was even before 1,000 members. So, it's a very, very different position compared to 12 months ago, but not complaining nonetheless. I'm really happy to just be able to see everyone just enjoy the server and just watch the community I've managed to build with the people around me.
I imagine this next question has been on a lot of people's minds. How does it feel to surpass such a large milestone?
10,000 members, I think when you see it for the first time, that's when it properly hits you. We were, of course, growing slowly to that goal. Definitely, like I said, with exam season, the growth kind of stagnated almost compared to our typical growth through the early months of 2026. But when you see it and just the number of pings I received when everyone saw the number for the first time, it's a nice feeling for sure. I think we're only the third community to reach that milestone behind AC24 and PRG. But seeing it for the first time, you do a lot of reflection just on the journey you've been on, and also looking forward to the future, how much more growth the community can have, because it doesn't really look like we're showing signs of stopping. We've already gone past an extra 200 members past that milestone, and it hasn't been long at all. And with summer season approaching as well, we'll just grow even more as well. And so, I don't see us stopping anytime soon, but definitely a surreal feeling for sure.
Well, how would you describe Air Canada's impact on the PTFS community?
That's a good question. I always kind of shy away from this because I don't want to be seen as like it's just me, because a lot of people kind of give that impression. But the community has managed to really surpassed all expectations since I joined. I think it helps a lot with the fact that I have connections to the admin team and the creators of the game, because it's been able to bring basically an element to the roleplay which we didn't have before. So of course, Air Canada, we are able to provide large server events like with our flights, and that really kind of gave us a very unique and noticeable edge over the other communities. And considering that's something we can only provide, it's a privilege which I completely accept, and I understand the honor that I'm able to have with it. But I'm more pleased that I'm able to provide that for everyone rather than take it for granted. And so that's why every time we do those events, we try and do them to the best we can and try and make sure we can have as many people experience it, because it's nice to have something other than 80 to 24 when it comes to different types of roleplay, to have that large server commitment. So yeah, I think that's our main impact where we've kind of come in. But also with the size that we now have, since we operate our normal flights anyway, like any other normal airline, with the normal server restrictions and everything, because of how large we are, we're able to provide consistent services every time with the staff that we have, the management team, the flight hosts. I think when we're properly going, we host about 4 to 5 flights a day, and they're all full most of the time. And so because of that, we're able to be very consistent. And so we're very much able to be like the benchmark which people look up to. So I'm just glad to be at that peak, and I'm happy when people look up to us, and I hope that we can continue to be that role model to the other airlines that aspire to grow and be large communities like we are.
What would you say are your favourite and least favourite parts about running a PTFS server?
Oh, that's a tough question. Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think least favorite, I wouldn't necessarily call it the least favorite, but I want to acknowledge the hardship it is when it comes to running a server when it's low in member count or in general activity. But without a doubt, the hardest months for me when I was running Air Canada was when I first started, and the founder at the time retired and then gave me and Cohen, who is what part of our board leadership team. Yeah, I think when he gave me and him the server to basically run now, when he retired, that and then the couple months afterwards, so this is like end of April to the beginning of July, those were the toughest months I can recall actually ever. I was also going through my A-level exam period at the time, so balancing that and then also trying to run that community was hard. And I think the team can also recall, especially if they've been with me since the beginning, that I was almost under the impression I'd run as a temporary leader, just get it back to its feet and then I'll dip, especially because I was beginning a new chapter. So I was just basically like, okay, this is just going to be temporary. I'll help out, use what I can, try and get it back to its feet, and then I'll go. But my favorite thing about it is the people you see come in and work for your airline, or just in general be of a support to your airline. When you see people who just love your community, it gives you that motivation. And I'm not just talking about the thousands that do now, like love what I've done with the community and they adore me in that regard, but I'm more speaking for the few members that were there from the beginning, and who most of them have worked through my staff team now, and they're now proper in the leadership team or in the board ranks. But yeah, it's like when you see people like that, it just makes it feel a bit more special, and you gives you that motivation to keep going. And that's definitely my favorite part, because you can see the progress and you can see it, the results, and how incredible you've just like what you've overcome basically and what you've done. But it's nice to be able to share it with people who has been with you since the beginning. And that's very much the case with my board team and a lot of the management team as well. So yeah, I'd say that's probably my favorite, just the people, the community that pushes you to go out of your comfort zone and just keep going. And I know I'm not the only one that feels the same at that.
All right, wonderful. And last question from us. What has been your specific best moment so far with Air Canada?
Oh god, there's too many to choose from, honestly. Am I allowed to pick three, or do I have to pick one?
Yeah, you can give us a top three if you'd like.
Top three. Well, that's because they're all very different, in my opinion. Because I think one of my favorite moments is, uh, if I'm going from a community perspective, it's actually seeing the fact that we can work as a team, like professionally almost, to bring out stuff to the community, but we also are really just honestly just silly. We all hopped in to a game which is called Knockout, which, if I describe it, it's like basically you're all penguins and you try and knock each other off a platform. I'm sure people have heard of it, but it's just a game which you don't have a private server for, so people just friend each other and join. But there was one moment where it was like we had a full server of just Air Canada management because we've been playing for that long. And there are so many memories and just so many people which I can recall who just, you kind of just look at that and you say, oh, I wouldn't see them in that light. When just working with them. So that's a fun memory, just being able to actually play a game rather than just put on flights as well. You just enjoy playing games with your staff, and so yeah, that's probably one of my favorite memories. But then I would be silly not to mention the 1,000 member flight. I think for the first one because that kind of came out of a whim. I just asked Orange on a random day, being like, "Do you think it would be possible?" I really wasn't expecting anything, and then of course he provided. But it wasn't only just actually having the server; it was the fact that the flight was successful. We weren't really, we didn't have too much hope because we thought, oh, it would be really mental to control this number of people. But to see that people actually responded and they listened, and if anything, it was actually almost easier than controlling a normal flight because you didn't have any trollers mostly. Everyone was just like really happy to be there. So yeah, just the sheer jubilation and joy from that event, and then of course that then transpired to the two other events that followed after it, and just we just want to keep on going with them, and we will. And then a final one, a bit for me, I love the content creation side of things. So I am very good friends with Infi, who is my chief of marketing, and we also work on the videos mostly, like the long form, not the short form, for our channel. And so the main times we work together is when it comes to working on the trailers. And I think it was for the 2.5K trailer, we used voiceovers for the first time, and it was like a big step. It's like we didn't really know how it would pan out, or we didn't know how it would work, and now that's one of our most viewed videos on the channel, and people love that trailer. It also was one of the trailers that kind of came out with, because PRG posted it, so did PTCN, PMC also. So it was nice that it got the outreach it had, and it just sparked that love for me, which I didn't really know I had at the time, for content creation, at least on that level. I'm not saying I'm going to start my own YouTube channel or anything, but it was nice to get that creative side and have that freedom. So those are the three memories for me: just playing at the staff on games, the 1,000 member flights, or just the large server events, and then content creation with that 2.5K trailer for sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on once again at PMC Monthly for the first issue of June 2026. I hope you are surviving in this murderous heatwave, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Atlantis.
Unfortunately, that is all we have time for this month. Please let us know in the comments what you think of PMC Monthly or any ideas you have. Thank you to all the groups and individuals working with PMC to create this project.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next month.